not going to ask you any questions, or I'm not going to do it as a press conference. It's more of a free exchange of thought. So I would like you, which we were talking now, about yourself, your career, and how you came to choose this subject, or how you got connected to this material, which you felt like doing this for Holy Conspiracy.
Okay, to begin with, there is a saying in Bengali that जिसको कुछ नहीं हुआ वो सिनेमा में जाता है.
Sorry to interrupt. This is the sentence I've been talking to students since 78 onwards. जिसको कुछ जमता नहीं है वो सिनेमा में जाता है. ऐसा एक अभी तो इतना हो गया है.
Either he or she writes poetry or
poetry तो हर एक इंसान कभी भी क्लास में कॉलेज में जाने के बाद उस एज के दरमियान लिखना ही शुरू कर देता है. Okay.
We also in Bengali we say the cinema nemeche.
Okay.
Or something going down. Nemeche means?
Yeah, lower.
Lower.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is very nice. I will spend some more time like this. I'll be happy. Because that was the sentence when Dada Saheb Phalke made a film. And he was looking for Taramati's role.
Salul ke sawa.
No. The thing is that at the time, major actors were performing female roles. Now, what happened that his wife said that she was one of the first person to help him, that's what I'm saying, in editing. Okay. Saraswati Bai Phalke is supposed to be one of the first person who is involved in editing and that kind of thing, and looking after the children and the whole production, how to take care of the production issues and that kind of thing. And good baat jamini. So he went into the prostitute area and bought one prostitute to act as Taramati. So that she said, I don't know it. That time nobody was knowing. करना क्या है? He said, I'll tell you क्या करना है. तुझे एक रानी के रूप में करना है. उतने में उसका जो दलाल था वो आ गया, उसको घसीट के ले गया. He dragged her and said, तुम इतनी नीचे गिर गई हो, तुम सिनेमा में काम करते हो. So इतना नीचे हमको माना जाता है. Okay, go ahead. Thank you. It's really good.
Somehow I started making movies. I was into the movies as the assistant director. I am from Shantiniketan Vishwabharati University. And in late 70s, I started working as a technician with various directors. Some of them are very famous today. There's Gautam Ghosh, or Biplav Rai Choudhury, or persons like Buddha Babu. And then I also had the opportunity to work with Ronald Joffe in his what's called City of Joy.
Yeah, who was there in that?
I was the only Indian technician in that unit. But then in 80s I started making my movies in documentary especially, and then the television came, television shorts I made for Calcutta Television. Then it goes like that. It went like that. Then in 2006, I think, I made a very major documentary in the meantime, that I went to Bangladesh to follow the route of Rabindranath Tagore. I used to visit his estate, Tagore estate in Shilai Daho, Kishore, the river route which he used to take. The documentary was that, following his route, traveling through that route. Then I made my first film. It's called Shongshoy, or in English it's The Dilemma. It was in Indian Panorama, and then started making feature films. Not very much. Based on Bengali literature mainly. Samaresh Bose and Sharadindu Bandyopadhyay, Bomkesh, very famous Bomkesh series. Now Bengalis are very, there's a phobia in Bengal. Bomkesh phobia, I said. Every other filmmaker is making a Bomkesh movie. Yeah. We forgot the heritage that we carry with us.
It's a little bit overdone again and again. Yeah.
Then in 2016, my film Chitrakar, was selected again in Indian Panorama, acted by Jyotiman Chatterjee and Urpita Chatterjee. And then there's another film which is also based on literature. It's Blind in the Mist. Bengali name is Tokhon Kuasha Chilo.
Okay.
That also made in 2017. Then the producers, that it happens to me, the producers after producing the films, they went on sleep. They started, भूल जाता है वो क्या वो उसको release करना है. So it's released now. It's running in Calcutta. Fifth week running. And then from 2019 actually, I started preparing to make this movie, A Holy Conspiracy. First I thought I would be making it in Bengali, then I thought of Nasirji. And then when he agreed, then I shifted the Hindi English. And also I went to Soumitra.
Okay.
Approached him whether he is ready to act. He said, okay, we are ready. And then there was a very problem with dates. I mean, matching the dates of two this very legendary as well as busy actors. So entire 2019 and the first part of 2020, it took me to finish the movie. The day I finished the movie, I came back my home and the lockdown was declared. I thought it was only for 21 days. Then one and more, almost 2 years. And this is the first time Pune International Film Festival agreed when I screened it, public screening.
Okay.
So
can we call it the world premiere?
World premiere, international, any kind of premiere.
Good. Nice.
The first time. And yesterday I saw it's a full house. People really liked it. So that is also very assuring for me.
Yeah.
So getting the audience reaction is the last thing that we filmmaker longed for actually. How the people are reacting to it. Its pace and everything is judged by their reaction.
Right.
And what I watch very keenly during the screening, whether any audience are looking at his mobile or going to the washroom. If they don't go to the washroom, you are done. You have done it.
Film is holding.
Holding. These are very elementary. These are the things I usually try to observe. Now, maybe in some festivals it will go. I don't know when I will be able to release it because of this still going pandemic.
It's going on. Okay, I would like to ask you now, where did you find this material? Because I said it is originally the play and other kind of thing. And why did you feel like making it into a film? Because sometimes I generally feel that the material sort of grabs you, it holds you. It sometimes haunts you so that you feel that this is the material where I would like to make a film. And
actually,
what was that?
This is because of the situation, you know probably very well, the McCarthyism, McCarthy era in USA in the 50s. But I felt that we are also going through that kind of phase or situation here in India. So all my films are in a way political. So this is also a political movie. I am very fond of political movies. So while seeking for plots, how I can put it into a movies, I came across this drama. Inherit the Wind. It is actually that drama also based on a real life situation, a trial which happened in 1925 in Tennessee,
Tennessee about Darwinism and Christian.
And the trial is known for, famously known as monkey trial.
Monkey trial.
It was a debate between creationism and the Darwin's theory of evolution that main came from apes and other things. And there was a law, it was still in 60s, the law was there in America. It is called the Butler's Law.
Yeah.
The law says that you cannot teach or say anything against the creation, the Bible's creation theory, that this universe was created by God in 7 days. So this trial was become famous all over America. At that time, the radio was coming up, and the lawyers who fought between each other were really famous. One of them was supposed to, fight for presidential
DA and the next candidature. Yeah.
And on the basis of that trial, the drama was written by Tennessee, Robert Lee and others were, and Stanley Kramer made the movie, Inherit the Wind, where two very famous actors of Hollywood, Spencer Tracy and Frederick Marsh, acted. But for me, it is also, I had to reinterpret or make an Indian version of the whole thing. So I had to take not just from the drama, I took from other sources and created another story altogether,
right?
Which will fit into our situation, where it is not just the fight between this creationism and Darwin evolution, but also a situation where majoritarian religion, shades and the minority and the tribals, all these layers are there in the film. And I called it a holy conspiracy. Usually they call unholy conspiracy. I said no, it's a holy conspiracy. Nasidji told me, what is holy? It should be unholy. No, it's a
holy conspiracy.
In the name of holiness, the conspiracy is going on. It's named Hindutva. So it is not a partisan film. It says about listening to each other's voice, whatever their opinion is. And at the end of the film, there's a song by famous Canadian singer. I will just tell you the name. The line goes like, ring the bell that still can ring, forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everywhere, but that's how the lights came in. I just forget the name just now. He's a very famous singer. Most of you know these songs.
Okay, so now I would like to ask you, when you chose two great people like Saumitra and Naseem, what was your experience, or how you handled them, to be exact? Not your films,
really
because that's one of the very, very great minds and artists in Indian cinema, Saumitra Chatterjee and Naseeruddin Shah, and you bring them, not only bring them as things, but they're in opposing positions in the conflict references. So how did you deal with it?
It happened like this, but I had no idea that Naseerji and Saumitra were very respectful to each other. They had also this dream of working in a film together for long, but it never happened. I also was not known to Naseerji. I just sent one SMS one day. Wife, she used to get at me, अरे भेजो ना, देखो ना क्या होता है।
ना कहेगा ज़्यादा से क्या होगा?
तो हमने भेज दिया. उसके बाद we went to a market to buy some materials for the house. Suddenly a SMS came. I opened it. It is from Nasiruddin Shah. He is saying, "Come to Mumbai with your script." Then I told him, okay, I have to be coming because I wrote it in Bengali, so I have to translate it. After that, a long period went through email discussing about the script. And Soumitra, as I worked with him, I knew him before, and he also, when I told him that this is going to happen, are you ready to go? Maybe he didn't believe me first. He thought, who is kaun aadmi aaya bolta hai ye sab karega? I said, it's true. He said, are you sure he's doing it? I said, yes, that's what he wrote me. So, Nasirji was also very keen that Soumitra agrees to work. Then gradually it went, and when we met, that was an experience of watching both of them coming to floor, meeting each other, hugging each other, and Nasirji had so much respect for Soumitra. You know, when we shoot, we have our assistants to give the cue dialogues. For the close-up connecting dialogue. Nasirji himself came forward and said, "Maine dega." So you can understand the respect for each other they had.
This is very interesting. This is very nice to talk to you, all of you. Very one of the great actors also was working, and I think probably Manu Rando or some kind of thing, and he had to go for some reason. And there was another actor. Same way I think it happened with Shabana Azmi and Shalimati. And she had to go. She removed her makeup and she said, and the cue dialogue is going to be given. She said, no, I will give my cue dialogues. No assistant directors will just take a script and read the dialogue. Now this is where that I always feel that, I always say cinema is a very interesting profession.
Very interesting.
Most of the time I used to call, when I joined this, cinema is a noble profession. Don't just undermine it all the time. Just don't push it down. And that's what we are. Okay, now you base the whole story and another kind of thing. How many days shoot and how you are?
That is also a challenge. In the indoors, we shot in, I think, 15 days. And outdoor in 4 days. So all total 18 days of shoot.
Okay.
And it was meticulously planned because of Soumitra. His health, he could not walk more than 4 hours a day.
Yeah, I know that. I have. Because we felicitated him and we went there and felicitated him. Pune International Film Festival.
That was a challenge to us.
Supposed to come back.
And that way we divisioned our shots or blocked our, planned our shots accordingly. And then once the whole thing is planned and both of them very technically equipped actor. I mean, acting in a cinema. Something or actor must know about the lens, about the focus, axis, all these things. Those things are so easy to them, and you will see if you see the film, it was shot in one camera.
Yeah, single camera.
Nowadays people use multi-two camera, we didn't have the budget.
That is the power of it. You change.
Well, I didn't have the budget to do that. But you will see thousands of shots in the film. It looks like multiple cameras are moving in it. Only one shot.
Matched.
But in that way, I am a very old school filmmaker, you can say.
It's not old school. It's that visual dynamics with which we have grown. Most of the time when I talk to the people in the cinema in Marathi students or the people who come to me, they say, "Kitna camera? 1 minute." If your dynamics of the shot taking is clear, and that the whole dynamization of the logic of dramatic construction is clear, then you know this is the turn and this is how it will cut. It will cut to this axis in this way. Okay, here I would like to add more.
I just want to add with you what he said. For me, as music has a sargam, movies has its own sargam. These close-ups, these long shots, these mid shots are our sargam. The way the poet used the words or the letters to write a name, we write our scenes with these
units, these small things in it.
That is the beauty of
That's the beauty of it. And another thing is, which is now is coming up, like there are alphabet words and whatever the lines and sentences. But sometimes in cinema, rather most of the time, one shot itself is the whole stanza. Because it's a very interesting take and the maneuvering and the displacement of the character. Character comes closer, looks around, and then you see the light is coming, he's going towards the window. And now it's so many things happening. I'm really happy talking to you today because as I was talking to you earlier, last 40 plus years or more than that, 50 almost years, I've been associated because I went to FTI in 1972, so next year I'll be completing 50 years. And this is where the cinema makes sense while you are creating. Now here I would like to have, because the very interesting phenomena of this couple, the girl falling in love, this is already there in it, original thing, and then she likes him, and the whole concept of two persons understanding on a different level, because she's the daughter of that thing. So one level is these two people arguing, and another level, another line is the two human beings warmly connected and affectionately related to each other, and in an anxiety-ridden context. It's very nicely done in your film. So what is that axis? One is this axis, another is still human, emotional axis, because she's arguing with the father and that kind of stuff.
You see, after all these things, this conspiracy and everything, the humans suffer. Humanity suffer. That is the main concern for all of us. No matter whether I'm a Christian or a Hindu or a Muslim or anything, we are all human beings. The relationship, the love between a man and woman, could be, both of them could be Christian or a tribal, and I mean Hindu or upper caste Hindu, anything maybe. The love can happen between anybody. But that is the humanity, that is the beauty of this country, India. Nowhere in the world you will find a country like India with so many religions, so many languages, so many cultures. If nobody wants to change it, is doing a mistake. But they won't be able to. I'm sure they will be defeated. They will have to go. But this long history of a country, thousands of years of history, you cannot change it with votes. Just.
Yeah, here it's very interesting, which as I always say, therefore I said I'm not going to ask you a question. I would like you to express, because filmmaker looks in various ways, various levels of characters and their processes. Your film takes place in the locale, connected to Northeast region context of something, and the issues are brought into a kind of a setup, what we call legal systems, where it will be debated, because law or the certain system structure of it. And on this level is that girl, and that another thing is that he's a teacher. If it would have been a very different person, it would have gone. It's been said that he's a teacher and he teaches this to younger generation. So that's again a kind of a problem. If you want yourself, your own opinion, it's a different thing. But it's like he's a teacher and he's using that. So it's a concept of book. So the book, one is the context, constitutional or the legal systems. Another is educational system. Another is the systems where they come against each other, but the main context is humanity and love.
And knowledge, knowledge.
Knowledge. That's why I was recently reading with this Darwin and his whole journey. And he all the time being saying, he also went to become probably a Christian missionary or something, and then he left that, and then he went into those islands and then studied, and his notes and diaries. So it's that pursuit of knowledge. It's ongoing. It's very interesting, and that's why I feel your film is very good, or brought into a certain way of looking at humanity. And most of the time, either we get trapped or we get confined, or in a way come under the bars or behind the bars. And somewhere it is giving that hope of release, freedom, or
Exactly.
a possibility of going towards that. There's a very interesting shade to it, which is there in it, that the appearance and the way Soumitra is, he's always having a popularity kind of a concept, and Nasir is arguing with it. It's really nice performance. This is really, according to me, because two stalwarts coming.
This is the first time in Indian cinema.
Indian cinema,
That's
it's
why
happening.
it's very
Soumitra
important.
Chatterjee and Nasiruddin Shah coming on.
But it happened. I was not aware of this. It just happened.
And as I always feel that I grew up with seeing Soumitra and other kinds of things, and we have given tribute. We are giving tribute to him, showing his 4 films.
Maybe this is his last film.
Yeah, this is when I was seeing this film almost 1 year back or more than that. Whenever you said, it has happened that that is the power. That is the power, and because even his performance like Ami Chini Wo Chini or Charlotte Kashi comes and he says the whole cyclone-like thing, his entry is there. Hare, he enters and everything goes tossing. What a performer! And I was talking to you when I was in FTI, Nasir and Om were my batchmates and my classmates, and we have seen them growing. And this is where a good cinema blends all those kinds of things. One is the content. Someone sees the power of the content. Someone sees how to handle that content to make a meaningful contemporary logics, and someone brings those power through artists, through the cinematic language or the craft and construction logics. I'm really thankful to you for being here, and I'm really happy and honored to bring the last film of Soumitra Da to Pune, which I planned, and when we felicited him and he was not able, we actually asked him and he could not come, and the Jabbar Patelji went, and then we felicited him in Kolkata specifically, and we respect him, and that is why I feel cinema is a great form of art, and I'm really happy. And see the whole legacy, like he says, he came from Shanti Niketan, we call Vishwa Bharati. Okay, we talk about that world and the sensibilities coming.
Vishwa Bharati means Yatra Vishwa Vavateka Needam.
Yeah.
Where the world is a nest.
Yeah.
That is India.
India. That is the kind of thing. I'm really happy, and I'm happy that we got this world premiere of Holy Conspiracy.
I'm very proud because it is happening in Pune.
Yeah.
Prabhat Studio,
Archives, National Film Archives.
It is the cradle, I think. Once Calcutta was like that, but then it is the cinema city, I should say, but our kind of cinema.
Yeah, and it's really great pleasure. And I feel this, I always say that this platform is for the young filmmakers, young minds to come and see this kind of cinema, different way of expression, different way of understanding human sensibilities into cinema. So
well, think of the faith Nasirji has for the good cinema. Without knowing me, without knowing who am I, without knowing me, my ability to make a movie, he agreed and he worked. And he came, when he came in the shooting, I found him ready with each and every dialogue. This says many things about artists like Nasiruddin Shah. He inspires everybody. Therefore, hum aisa hai. You must be respectful, you must be responsible to your... Everyone acted, he tuned us like that actually during the shoot.
yeah,
Before the production, people could go and send the car for him. He's at the spot.
I always
He was such a particular... He's a great teacher also for all of us. For all of us. Silent teacher. If you watch him, Soumitra also, but giving dialogues to Soumitra is very difficult because he takes his cue of the character through dialogues.
yeah,
The kind of words that he used in the dialogues. He takes the cue, what kind of character he is, which class he belongs, he belongs, what kind of taste he should have, how he should see it, political, economic or social strata. These are the, making of a character,
Building of character.
Stanislavski, all those
We
things.
talked yesterday.
You observe these artists, how they build their character, interpret their character.
Yes.
And the most interesting part in the shooting, what we do, we start with shooting the last part, then middle, then the beginning. But in the editing table, when we join, it looks like it's happening just chronologically. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
All actors must watch this. How they remember, वो last वाला scene का shot पहले दिन देके चला गया.
Scene number 84 is shot on the first day, and scene number 1 and 2 are shot on 20th or 21st day.
But when editor joined it, it looks like ठीक से जा रहा है. तो पहले ये किया, वो किया.
The flow logic is great. Thank you very much. I'm really happy and really thank you to you. Because, therefore when we were talking, I was feeling much better. So this Pune International Film Festival and this platform is meant for bringing cinema, young minds and young people who want to venture into this cinema and understanding that cinema logic, cinema making, cinema craft, cinema and sensibilities. That is the basic element.
Also to understand what is cinema.
What is cinema? So this is where we talk the same language. Andre Bazaar, what is cinema? Okay, thank you very much. Festival. This is just a memento. And, madam, come. No, you have to come. Yeah, take it. So this is the memento for this very, very interesting filmmaker. And as I request everybody, we'll be waiting for your next film. So we'll have a world premiere or whatever it is, whatever your choices. And your film should go and will be seen by so many people in India and all around the world. And
I'm trying to release it all over India.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, anyway, nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.